Okay, so range break video. Um, First, we're going to start with some general basics about how markets work. Then I'm going to show you some historical examples from, yeah, we're going to go back to 1870. And then I will continue for members only how to trade them, the power of pre-breakout tension, why they are better. When to skip these trades. I'm going to show you some actual results. I found about like 800 trades I did record a long time ago, but I think it's still valuable to show. Um, and then we're going to end, just like last time, about setups that are forming at the moment. Yeah, I just went through a list to my through my own watch list. So I start with the A, and then this is a French stock. It is it's been computer stock. Um, it's making servers, so it's probably AI related. But I did like the price action a lot, so yeah, I think it's good for examples for swing trades. So swing trading, 24-hour chart, daily chart is the same. 24-hour also has the electronic hours. So that's why I prefer just uh, give you some more information when you also have the electronic hours. So yeah, range breaks. Oh, no, first, how markets work. So I said it last time also, but for the new members, um, a market price action has two phases. Um, it can either range or it can trend, and it will continue forever. It's a never-ending process. Any time frame, any market, we are either ranging or trending. Of course, sometimes it's not clear. If it's not clear, you don't trade. You have to know which phase you're in. So yeah, market is ranging. After a range, a trend is always next. After a trend, a range is always next. Of course, in hindsight, it's all easy. Even my 7-year-old daughter could do it in hindsight. But yeah, we don't trade in hindsight. We have to trade live, but still, range, trend, range, trend, also trend. Market is going to range again. I think it's like this. Of course, you could say um, range, trend, range, trend. All fine. All fine. Not arguing about that. So here it's clear. Very long range. You know, a range always evolves into a trend. So that we got here. The longer the range is, the more powerful the trend is coming. Because within the range, there's bulls buying, there's bears selling. And then after the range breaks one side to the other, one 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 side, either the bulls or bears realized, okay, well, I'm wrong. So they're going to exit. Their exit together with people who trade range breaks, they can put a lot of pressure on markets. So here, trend, you could argue we go right away in the other trend, but you could also say, hey, small range, trend, range, trend. I think this is, I would call this all as a range. Of course, this part is the trend, but as a trend always evolves into range, the pullback makes the range. So trend, pullback is together a range. Some people say we are already in range here because this is the second leg. If the second leg is the climax, it's usually the end, any time frame, any market. Um, yeah, so doesn't matter how you call it, as long as you know that we are trending here, the pullback that makes the range. Then from the range we have the breakout again, and we are going to trend. Then we are going in a very long range. But as you know, after a long range, this one is like 8 months, trading is usually good once it breaks out. Of course, you have a fake out here below. If you are aggressive, you might be shorting this with a stop up here and then you get stopped out. I think with this structure, with AI developing, I think you should not short this. You can of course get long afterwards. Um, yeah, that's the next subject. I'll get back to that very soon. So yeah, to finish this very long range is going to lead to the next phase, which is a very long trend. And of course, you can say it's all one trend, or you say trend, range, trend. Both are correct. So then, how should you trade this? Well, if you trade range breaks, you just enter on the breakout itself. So you notice here maybe this stock probably was an IPO. It already caught your attention. Um, so you go long up here, put your stop up here. Here, very long range, breaks down, you go short up here, put your stop up here, and then you ride it all the way down. So here all the way up, like five days in a row, and here you're gonna go down for like 2 weeks. Then you have a very nice tight compressing range. Breaks down, put your stop above. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna tell you right now already. It was actually the next chapter. If there is a small box within the larger box, it's called we at least I call it, it's how I learned it, it's breakout tension. So it helps because the tension, people buying, selling, and there's still probably still some sell orders up here. They do not get filled and then they break out, and these people need to move the orders lower to still get filled. But it's very nice. The tension boxes help you with a good risk reward. So if you have a tension box within the range, always use it for your stop because yeah, there is more tension, and so that means more pressure afterwards. But also it means better risk reward because if you short up here, your your stop is is closer. So gonna do it here again. So you short here, put your stop here. So here you make like if this is your risk, if you swing it all the way up to here, we have like 5 times your risk. Here you also have 5 times your risk. Here, I don't know, maybe you get out here, enter again. But still, you can reach 5 times your risk. And I think also here, 4 or 5 times your risk. So if if you are finding charts that trade so well that you keep getting 5 times your risk, it's extremely profitable. So if you would only win 22% of the time, you're already profitable. So yeah, that this is something in my career. This stocks is exceptional. You don't find this very often, but it's worth putting some time in finding this. So here, tension and yeah. So yeah, already almost 9.5 minutes. So yeah. So how markets work, historical examples. Yeah, just showed you one stock. Now I'm going to continue for members only for I don't know for how long. Maybe no, we'll see later how long it takes. I have a lot of charts to cover, so it's probably going to be a long video. Yeah, how to trade them. No, I already told you this part. I'm going to show you when to skip. I'm going to show you the probabilities based on my results. And